Nation, what it do, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. For everybody out there who's first time tuning in, please like, share, and subscribe. What it do, y'all? Welcome back to the channel on this Friday. Happy Friday. And before I get into this content, let me say what I always say. God is good all the time, all the time. God is good. So now I want to dig back into this conversation about the 80s because I've been thinking about it on my way home, and I was dwelling on certain things and comparing. You know what I mean? So there's no comparison really because of the age factor. And I'm gonna break that down like this. The 80s was the second decade of Crips and Bloods. Second decade. Now, you look at the first decade, I'm gonna say Crips. I don't know who was older than Raymond and Tookie, but Raymond and Tookie both was born in 1953. 1983, Raymond and Tookie both would have been 30 years old. Now, if they was 30 years old, Raymond Washington and Stanley Tookie Williams, if they was 30 years old in 1983, that means our G homies from our respective sets, Crips, Bloods, wherever gangs that was around back in the 80s like that, early 80s and 70s, our big homies, they wasn't 30 in 1983. Our big homies was in their 20s in 1983. And throughout the whole 80s, most of us been in their 20s. So we didn't have homies in their 40s at all in the 80s, unless he was an old gang member who started late. We didn't have homies in their 50s and homies in their 60s like this generation do today. Now, what people is holding on to, because back then we didn't have that. Everybody was at a certain, within their 20s and shit like that. And like they say, Raymond and them would have been in their 30s, so everybody else was up under them, basically. So you figure you got a bunch of dudes in their 20s and a bunch of us younger cats up under them. So you had a whole different type of movement going on, because we had a lot of big homies that was still active at the time. They was big homies, they was G's, but they was still active. They was still young too. Some of them was still going to YTS and shit like that before niggas was going to the pen. So, you know, the 80s, a lot of G's was in Y in the 80s, you know what I mean? So that's the difference right there, because now this generation, you know, it's like they got older homies that still got influence and stuff like that in their sections, but it's like a lot of us is older, bro. We 50s and 60s and shit. We can't give y'all what the homies gave us when we was teenagers. So niggas ain't in our 20s and shit. I done been that. I done done. That's why I keep going back to first to prison, because nigga got out in my 20s and shit like that. I'm still out here in the streets active with the young homies. You know what I mean? But, you know, as you get older and the more time you done had and set up in prison and grew up and wised up, you realize, like, man, I can't keep doing this shit. They know, you know what I mean? This shit, it's more to life than this, you know what I mean? I gotta put that behind and go forward and see the rest of this shit, because most of my years is behind me. I don't tell them how many more years a nigga got ahead of him, you know what I mean? Niggas already started dealing with health issues and shit, so nigga gotta try to make the best of what he got at this age. But we didn't have homies in their 50s and 40s and shit back then. Not even in their 30s. Everybody from my section was in their 20s. You know what I mean? I didn't run across a homie till in his 30s until I got to the pen when I was in Corcoran Shoe with the big homie, Lavelle Player. It's like G homies in his 30s, and I was like, to me, that was like an old nigga back then. You know what I'm saying? I was a young cat, like, man, this old nigga up in here. And he had only been down at the time we was together probably like 10 years of his, what he ended up doing, about 40 years or something like that. But about 10, at that time, only 10 years. And to me, 10 years seemed like a whole lot until I started doing decades my damn self. In 10 years, like, 10 years wasn't shit. I done did that dime and keep going, and they go another dime, they go to dub. Now you're like, okay, nigga didn't pull it like that. You know what I mean? That's a mind state you develop. But I think that people don't understand, man, especially the younger generation. A lot of people, period, understand that we were younger back then, and we did a lot of things because we was kids. You know what I'm saying? We was kids. We was, even in our teenage, in our early 20s and shit, niggas was still kids. You know what I mean? So we was out there doing shit, and we set the stage, man. The 80s set the stage for the second decade. The second decade, not so much as saying the second generation, because I can't really speak on that overall for us Crips and Bloods. Who is who and what exactly is this generation, when the next generation start, because niggas have issues like that in their own section, like what year did the Tiny Loc generation start, because them niggas is the biggest generation. When was the baby homies and these infant niggas, when exactly did this start? So niggas still got them debates and shit going on in their sections and stuff like that. But the second decade, you know what I'm saying? The second decade of Crips is when things went south. That's when the war started with the 60s and they trades, and then from there, it just seemed like everything just went boom. That was your 80s right there, all this Crip on Crip shit. Now, from my understanding, from what I hear from history, from different homies that older homies been around, of course, it wasn't really no Crip on Crip like it was until the 80s, which started 79 but took off in the 80s. So at that point, shit just got out of hand, man. You know what I mean? I could be wrong on certain things of that because I was a little nigga, so I can't tell you nothing about that part of history, just from what I know from my G homies and watching shows like all the rest of these shows on YouTube and documentaries from different people, man. That's G's, man. But I do know Raymond Washington and Tookie both was born in 1953, and they age the age they would have been in the 80s was pretty much in the early 30s. You know what I mean? And that was old. That was super old. But now you got niggas in their 50s and their 60s still carrying on like they in their 20s and shit. It's like, okay, that's what I'm saying about holding on to an 80s mentality, because we holding on to that. But that's cool. We all from somewhere, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you gotta carry ourselves different, man. We gotta represent different now. We can't represent the same way we did, cause why? You know, why represent the same way at this late in the game, this age? You from where you from? What's in you is what's in you. But I don't see the need to be like just represent the way I did back then. I don't see the need to. For what? Nigga too old for that. Nigga's a grandpa with teenage grandkids. You feel me? Not just little grandkids. Nigga got teenage grandkids now. You know what I'm saying? So that lets you know niggas up there. Nigga been doing this shit for a long ass time. And now I also want to add this, man, since I'm speaking on this about the 80s, man, because we can't compare that to nothing, because those are the years, that's the decade that set the stage for what you see today. All this corruption, all this Crip on Crip shit, all that came out of the 80s. Now, when we speak on the other generations and shit like that, I'm gonna say it like this, man. We complain because this generation ain't like us. Well, they didn't have what we have now. You know what I mean? They didn't have a lot of us around to be on their heads about a bunch of shit. Back then, we had a lot of G homies around that was pressing us for we fucking up. They don't have a lot of us around. I mean, we around, but not like that. Niggas like, I ain't got time to be fuck with these little niggas, man. These little niggas, you go to jail for these little niggas. I ain't got time. These niggas is younger than my kids. I ain't got time for this. Nowadays, because you got niggas in their 50s and 60s and got health problems, and even niggas in their 40s, like, ain't got time. But our generation niggas is only in their 20s. So the niggas that was over us was only in their 20s and teenagers with us. So it was easy for them niggas like press because they right there with us. But now you got niggas come on, bro. Niggas is past 50. Now what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't got that energy like that no more. Nigga done survived the 80s and made it this far in life and had life in prison and got out of prison, just trying to enjoy the rest of his life. Nigga ain't at that age to where he want to do that no more. Nigga ain't at that age where he want to be around a lot of the homies all the time no more. Nigga didn't outgrew that. Nigga done time in the joint and felt like a lot of niggas betrayed him to begin with. So nigga like ain't so quick to just want to be around a bunch of niggas that smile in your face right now all the time. But once you gone, you gone. You dig? Your name just another name on the wall. Niggas ain't gonna really care too much. Some will, most won't. Let's be honest with this shit. Y'all know the real. So also now let me go into what I was saying about this generation. And all other generations after my generation, I'm gonna say that. I think though, when people speak on the generations are the way they are because niggas allow it to happen, right? I repeat that, niggas allow it to happen. Everything that we see with the other generations today that we don't like, we supposed to nip it in the bud in the beginning. We didn't, we allowed it. We allowed this crack to just boom, nigga, and everything exploded. And now shit is out of control. The cancer has spread it. And they got a generation that niggas call themselves YNs and shit like that now, right? And, you know, this is why, man, because everything that we don't like today, we allowed it. Now, a lot of us that was active, they locked a lot of us up. And then a lot of people that wasn't so active was still on the streets. And niggas was passive towards a lot of things and allowed certain things to happen. Every section out here. Whatever we see wrong with these communities today is because niggas didn't press the line like they supposed to. Niggas got soft at some point in time and allowed YNs to form the way they is formed. We supposed to stomp that shit out in the beginning. Y'all know I'm telling the truth, right? That's with anything. your family, anything you see a problem occurring, you see this shit is getting out of control, you're supposed to stop it. And niggas didn't stop it. So many of us locked away, and the people that was on the streets wasn't really tripping throughout all these years, throughout all these different sections, both sides, red and blue. That's why things are today, because niggas allowed it. They threw away, put away so many of the niggas that was pressing. Niggas then got killed, and other niggas didn't keep it going. That's what happened. That's why it's like that. So that's why, man, I don't put down the other generations, bro. I can't do that. You know what I mean? It's like putting down your kids. You like our kids, you come up in these streets like I did in prison and shit, gang banging and shit. You know, putting down my kids is like, nigga, you been away from your kids. You chose gang banging over your kids because you was still banging. Let me say that again. You chose gang banging over your kids because you was still banging. You was really into putting in work and shit, being active Raymond Crip, nigga, more than you was trying to be like me, be a parent, right? So I know what that feels like, that fucked up feeling, knowing that you didn't been a deadbeat dad in a sense because you've been away from your kids. I didn't provide it, but at the same time, nigga, you was away for the set. I wasn't away for tripping on somebody at my kid's school. No, nigga, I was away because I was gang banging. I was busting on niggas that was the opposite side, the opposite color, what I represent. I was gang banging, I was cripping. I chose that over that. And that's what we all do. Just be real. Niggas don't want to admit it. This is what we naive and we stubborn and we don't want to admit that though, right? But whatever you're doing right now, we doing something out of line right now, you know damn well you fucking up. You got these kids over here that need you. And you know if you get caught, what's gonna happen. But you still gonna do it because this other shit is more important to you. And this is the truth that niggas don't like to admit, don't like to accept, but it's the motherfucking truth. Niggas choose this other shit over our kids, bro. I done it, nigga. I'm speaking from experience. I know I can be honest with myself. That's what most niggas can't do. Niggas don't know how to be honest with yourself. Honest with yourself and look at what you're doing. And you got kids, nigga, what's gonna happen when you go to the joint, nigga? When you get life for that, what's gonna happen with this kid right here? So things is the way they is now, and that should be heard. I want this to be heard on those that be doing stupid shit. It's one thing we all from somewhere, okay, that's cool. We ain't tripping, we ain't out starting nothing. But the people that's out starting something, doing stupid shit, creating wars amongst these communities and all this other dumbass shit, nigga, you starting some shit that's gonna get some more niggas hurt behind your dumb ass, right? Then the niggas that need to understand this, because your dumbass actions gonna put you in a fucked up situation where, oh, I love my kids, I love my baby mama, and then, you know, the situation where it go from there. I miss her, she fucking with another nigga, I need to beat him. You know where it's gonna go from there. Y'all know the script. But I think that that's what happened, homie. That's what happened. And even with the prison system, bro, when niggas talk about the way the pen is, niggas got soft. Niggas didn't stand up for shit. Niggas stopped learning about the Soledad brothers. You know what I'm saying? Niggas stop learning about George Jackson, Black August. Shout out to Black August, everybody that's out there acknowledging and supporting and celebrating the month of Black August. Black August, nigga, be aware of that, learn about that. Whatever you is, especially if you done been in these prisons, you're supposed to know what this money is. This a month, we really supposed to be on some ceasefire shit to begin with. Among blacks, we ain't supposed to be out there tripping with each other. It's supposed to be like, ceasefire month, that's where it's supposed to be. Where it is in prison, this is what we supposed to be about. You know what I'm saying? But still, let's get back to what I was talking about. Niggas got soft, and down the line, over the years, generations came, generations and generations has passed. We done all got older, we done all done time, we done lost a lot of loved ones, you know what I mean? And like I said before on another video, man, you look at this 56 years, you say 1969, and right now it's 56 years of cripping. Anything, man, that's been around over 50 years, man, tends to deteriorate. Some form of fashion is going to deteriorate. So what make this any different, right? Niggas ain't been keeping the motherfucking strong walls around this shit, keeping this shit solid the whole time. No, niggas been allowing all kind of other influences that came and just stirred the pot, created a bunch of bullshit. Other niggas jumped on it, liked it, ran with it. One nigga started popping it, make it sound good, and got three, four other motherfuckers following him. When you're supposed to put them down as soon as that shit happened. They supposed to have been out the way. We didn't do that. Nobody done that. So when we complain about this culture and this other generation, is like, well, we allowed it. It's our own fault. What you see in YNs you don't like in these young niggas, it's your own fault. Just being truthful. Stop being naive, stop being stubborn, learn to understand yourself, bro. Be real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't run from what you know about yourself. Be honest, be real with yourself. Look at yourself. Look at your situation. Look at what you done been through and what you're going through. Pay more attention to you than you pay attention to all this other bullshit. Stay focused. Peace and blessings to all. I'm out. Peace.